29th, 2019. America. Man accused of pushing woman into train's path was previously banned from MARTA. That's the mass transit there in freaking Atlanta, Georgia. So, I've said earlier, a couple weeks ago, maybe more, that I thought violence against white people would be picking up this summer. And here we are, not far into summer, and we've had a small child ran over, and just before that, two other kids ran over, one kid thrown off of a balcony at the Mall of America, and now we have, and a woman pushing an old white man off the bus, which later killed him. Now we have this. And I'm sure there's more. I'm positive there's more. Just finding the more will prove to be difficult, because when a white person commits a crime against a black person, it's automatically called, they automatically call into question whether this individual was a white supremacist, racist in some way. Which, when POC people are victimized, they get the attention. And allow me to point out that many, many times in the last, 10 years anyway, a lot of these so-called crimes against POCs ended up being staged. So there's that. But this happened in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's a pretty gruesome thing to do to somebody. I mean, can you imagine being hit by a fucking train? The man accused of pushing a Milwaukee woman into the path of a train had previously been banned from MARTA, mass transit, after damaging a bus, according to a police report released late Tuesday. Nearly 4 months before Christopher Patrick Brooklyn allegedly pushed Sue Wenzel from the platform of the Midtown station, he threw a glass bottle at a parked MARTA bus. A report obtained by the Atlantic Journal-Constitution states. On April 29th, a MARTA officer on patrol in the area of Alabama and Broad Streets watched Brooklyn throw the bottle at the bus, shattering a passenger side window, according to police. A woman on the bus also saw Brooklyn toss the bottle, she told the officer. No one was injured, but the damage to the bus cost around $6,000. Brooklyn, who was homeless at the time, was arrested and charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. He was also given a 60-day suspension from riding a MARTA bus, effective from May 30th to July 29th, the report states. In quotes, if he entered the system during that time frame and did not commit an offense, he would go unnoticed and not go to jail, according to Corporal Brian Lauda, with MARTA police said Wednesday. However, if an officer observed him violating a law on MARTA property and checked his information, he would be arrested for criminal trespass. Brooklyn was released from jail on a signature bond less than 24 hours later. And that's, you get out without paying any money. You just sign saying that you'll appear in court. but this individual did not appear in court, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Uh, and on June 21st, he was rearrested and remained in the Fulton County Jail until August 14th, when he was again released on signature bond, according to the sheriff's office. Now, of course, you get caught with a little cocaine, a little amphetamine, or a little weed, or some LSD, or mushrooms, or something like that, you're not going to get that signature bond. But if you do something like that, you'll get out. 5 days later, and this must have been last year, by the way. You see what I mean about always getting these stories much, much later than they actually happened? I wonder why that is. I wonder why we can't get recent information. So 5 days after he got out of jail again on a signature bond, on August 19th, Brooklyn allegedly pushed a woman he didn't know from a MARTA train platform into the path of an arriving train, witnesses told police. The MARTA police report of the incident said Brooklyn did not seem to understand what was being asked of him regarding the incident, and that he appeared to have some diminished mental capacity. And of course, they're going to use this justification nearly every time a young black man kills or attempts to kill a white person. They will say that he had diminished mental capacity, paving the road for acquittal. Sue Wenzel and five of her daughters were visiting Atlanta from Milwaukee for a long weekend of shopping and sightseeing. On the final day of the trip, the women planned to take a train back to their hotel before catching a flight home. But when a man, later identified as Brooklyn, pushed Wenzel, one of the daughters jumped off the platform to save her. Lying on top of her mother, Katie Wenzel pushed them both between the tracks, witnesses told police, allowing the train to pass over them. Katie Wenzel's heroics likely saved her mother's life, her father said days after the incident, but while Sue sustained a concussion and broken bones in her elbow and wrist, Katie's injuries were much more serious and left her in critical condition. Katie took the brunt of it all, her father told WSB Radio. She was not only struck, but also dragged. Katie's sisters believe the backpack she was wearing got caught on the train and it dragged her, crushing her right foot and severing 2 toes. Katie was knocked unconscious, and at the hospital doctors found she had swelling on her brain and a punctured lung and shattered bones in her shoulder. At least 8 bones in her face were also shattered or fractured, her father said. The 28-year-old was previously in a medically induced coma until she recovered enough to be transported. On Monday, an ambulance service drove Katie from Atlanta to Community Memorial Hospital in Wisconsin. So, don't think for a moment that if you are white, and you're out in public, that you're safe. You're not safe because some random asshole might have a grievance against you simply for the color of your skin, simply because you're white. They may hate you so much, they may hate your child so much, that they'll shove you in front of a train, that they'll take your child and throw him off a balcony, that they'll run your child down in their car. If you're white in public, you're not safe. Now, am I claiming that all people of color would do something like this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there are a large number of people of color, and it doesn't matter which race they're from. They want to hurt you. They want to destroy the white race. And there's plenty of evidence out there that shows this. You should be taking extra precautions when you go out in the public, because you never know what person it's going to be that walks up to you, shoves a knife in your back, or shoots you in the back of the head, or you never know when a flash mob's going to materialize and start assaulting people. You don't know. Now, there's a kid that ran away from home several years back because he didn't want to take chemotherapy, and instead wanted to use full spectrum cannabis oil. And so he had to run away from home as a teenager to do this. Otherwise, the state was going to force chemotherapy on him. And he illegally treated his cancer. You know what he said? He said that he'd rather be illegally alive than legally dead. If you can't get a concealed weapons permit, you must think to yourself, would you rather be legally dead or illegally alive? I choose the latter. I choose the latter because they had no right to make laws diminishing your capacity to self-defense. Shall not be infringed means you do not change this law for any reason. So anyway, I thought I would share this with you. And be on the lookout, people. Be on the lookout, because you never know if it's going to be you or one of your family members. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you. If you like my content, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and if I'm worthy of your spare dollars, I have a PayPal link below and a Discord links, or two Discord links below if you want to chat with like-minded people. Kill the state, live free.